we'll deal with that later. Let's talk. You know what? Here's one that I've been thinking about, and I'm going to bring it up because I haven't really heard too many people talking too much about alignment.
Oh.
And I have some fundamental problems with the way alignment is taught.
So tell more what alignment means.
Well, I mean, you've got your target, okay, and you know, guys lay the clubs down and get their feet lined up and all that. But in reality, you know, who lines up square? I mean, like square to the. I mean, Trevino didn't.
Yeah, and
Bo didn't.
Everybody's too embarrassed to do what you just did about the thing down, which I have to do.
Well, yeah. Well, you don't do it on the golf course, but they do it when they're practicing. But you will find that the ball usually goes. Remember, we did that thing on the navel. The ball finishes where the navel finishes. So I like to line up dynamically, and what that means is you see the pros and they sit back here and they get behind and they're visualizing and all that, and that's great because you're figuring out the height you want to hit the ball, how you want to shape it, all the things. You know, if you're capable of all of those things, you think about them, right?
Yeah, as a
that's
pro.
That's part of shot making. I mean, there's no point in just trying to hit a hook because you're hitting a hook. You got to fit the shot into the hole, right? Into the shape of the what you're hitting towards, whether it's uphill or downhill, or whether it pins on the right or the left or whatever, whether you want to fade it or whether you want to draw it. But so you do that, alignment and all that. I'm having a hard time holding the club because it's so bloody cold, pal.
Yeah. Do you have some golf clubs?
Huh?
Golf clubs?
No. I just got to warm up a little bit. But there we go. So that's probably a good reason for us to talk about something like alignment, right?
I remember you brought it up before, and it was just one of those things that I go, I don't know who would have ever thought of that, but of course.
Well, yeah, okay. So I'll tell you about how I feel is the best way to line up. So you've got your visualization and all that. And if you ever look and you watch Hogan and he takes a little swing over here behind the ball, okay, he'll do a little swing. Sometimes before,
but not right back off it.
Well, not way off and
not straight back from it.
No, not over here. Because he wants to step forward into his shot when he's going to line up. So the idea here is, now what you're doing is when you make these little swings, you're feeling your finish, and you will find that your feet and whatnot will find their way into shape. And if he finds it right away, he's just going to step up into the ball and duplicate what he just had, and he's right there
without turning your body so much. You're stepping
well,
into
you're
your shot.
what's happening is you're feeling the perspective of your body. Would you be quiet? Look here. Go. So you're feeling the perspective of the shot and everything else by feeling where you're heading, where your finish is going to be. And you know from the practice range how that's going to be. So if you watched Hogan, you would see him, and you'd often see him like this, but he'd already been back here, about 45 degrees, right?
It just makes.
So here he is. So if he goes like this and goes, oh, geez, I'm finishing way to the right. I've got to do another one, and go, oh, okay, that's right. These aren't even full swings, but you're feeling your alignment, like I said, dynamic alignment. So now that you've got it, now that you've got your perspective, now you can step into the shot.
Dynamic in other words.
What's that?
Use another word or explanation for dynamic.
Well, it's active. It's active as opposed to. I mean, you can sit here and lay down. You can lay down clubs and get an alignment that's relative to the target, but that's not really necessarily relative to how you personally hit the golf ball. Trevino stood open. Bo stood closed. You know, guys are all over the place, and it depends on the shot you're going to hit. So you're going to wind up finishing to the target. So this little action here, these little swings here look like they were doing nothing. They were doing a lot. They were getting him to feel the shot and feel the finish and feel the correct alignment. So then he goes there, and Hogan too, cameraman. One of the things you've got to measure off to the ball, right? I mean, Hogan looked like 99% of the shot was done before he even started to take the